Welcome to week 3 of Division 1 of the CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. I'm Sean Green, your play-by-play commentator, joined by the great Dirachi, Nick Teixeira. Nick, let's just call it out right away. You, I think, realized that we had a live stream about 15 minutes ago. Rolled out of bed. You had a long weekend. You streamed on Saturday, and then, you got to sleep on Sunday. Whatever. No big deal. But, hey, I feel like everyone is sick of hearing my voice, but we got a job to do, man. And I'm here. I need to get paid. Let's do this. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Excited to be on here as Will Stewart the second incantation. Excited to be here, guys. I've been practicing, so I'm going to say deal. Deal's going to be said like 3 times at least by me. Here's the thing. And I'm also going to give the 9 mark line tonight as like, $1 million or something. So that's going to be my 3 Will Stewart isms today. And I'm ready to get things going. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be one for the archive for sure. Well, facts for week 1. Every week so far, we had 15 players in week 1 average over a 5.0, including Tyler Hinsey in Division 2. Now we're at 16, and they're all in Division 1. Players averaging over a 5.0 MPR. They're just getting better as this goes on, which you almost expect them to kind of warm up and get into it. Mike Maloney averaging a 5.84 leads the field. Danny Baggish with a 5.73. And then, of course, the Dutch Dragon is in third place with a 5.67 MPR. But the matchup tonight is a darn good one. And I think a lot of people are going to heavily favor Jules without knowing Kevin.
Yeah, taking a look here. Jules Van Dongen, the Dutch Dragon, playing out the Sharks there. Playing for only 4 years. Whenever his stat line of playtime comes up, it is always the most upsetting. That will never change. Yep. 5.67 MPR with a 65.5 win rate. And he's also known as Will Stewart's best friend and Sean's roommate.
Yeah, former roommate. I stayed on his couch for a few days. And I want to give a huge shout out to Lisa for allowing me to do that. And thanks for hanging out with me, Luna and Lean. Lean just celebrated his 3rd birthday. And that kid is 3 going on 8 by his size alone. But let's talk about stats for Jules. He is the best looking player in darts. He has 24 9 marks with 3 white horses. That's breathing a lot of fire so far. 7 marks, 55 marks in 27 games played with that 65.5 win percentage. You already mentioned that one, but week 2, he defeated Leonard Gates, the 3-peat Booyah Cup champion from this weekend. How about them apples?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Jules about in the interview. Unfortunately, you guys won't see the full thing just because we talked for quite a bit there, but to beat out a 2-time defending champion, and as Jules puts it, he doesn't play soft tip, so he doesn't expect to be the favorite. And a lot of people maybe weren't putting Leonard as the favorite this season because of the new additions, kind of be nice and shiny and new. But the fact that Jules was able to get over the hurdle, that's a big win early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's head on over to what will be the underdog, but that's by just name recognition of Jules overall. Kevin Schmitz, the Rabbit. Tell us a little bit about Kevin.
Yeah, he's playing out of South End, the same bar we saw Sugar Shane play out of last week, where JC dismantled the Sugar Factory. And then he's been playing for 10 years. Season 1 finalist, where he faced off against Kenny Doyle. A 5.27 MPR with a 76.9% win rate. That's the highest in all the divisions, I believe, but at least in Division 1. He's also throwing his Booyah darts, the Rabbit Gen 2, 16.5 grams.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. Division 1 finalist, Season 1. That is nothing to sneeze at, even though it's grown exponentially. He is good enough to compete with Jules tonight. A 76.9% win rate is so difficult. Jules doesn't even have that. He did have to play Leonard Gates, but still, it's tough to win every week. John Pilgrim is a tough test, and to get over the line and have that big of a victory so far is telling me that he's feeling pretty good. You can see the Rabbit there. And I do want to point out that you're going to see the interviews later on. And I don't know whose interview you actually started with. There's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it if you're Kevin Schmitz. But it's going to be the comparison of my co-commentator in the movie who looks like a Greek god, and then me right next to him. So it's no offense, Kevin, but it was a hilarious,
Juxtaposition.
very specific juxtaposition that it was hard to miss. So I just wanted to throw that out ahead of time. John Mink in the chat. What you gonna do? Shane Reagan says Jules 9 to 5. Everybody, leave a like, leave a share, hit that comment button, and put something in there. Maybe like how much better this Will Stewart is than last Will Stewart. But, buddy, they're going with the count up. If you've never watched before, let's go over the format and specific rules of the CSC Challenger Series. It is a double elimination style tournament. Players play a race to 9, best of 17 legs, all cricket with a cork or 3-dart count up to start the match. The loser of the previous leg will start the next leg after that, and if either player is down 3 or more legs, they will continue to go first until the deficit is reduced to 2 legs. This is the PPD player advantage rule that a lot of the players dislike if they are ahead, but the players that are behind love it. If we go the distance,
and we go for speed,
it is the exact same Will Stewart as before. Players will cork for start in the last leg decider. And it looks like Kevin just kind of punted that one away to Jules. Made it a little bit too easy on him. And that's going to be the thing. Jules is going to throw fire at times. Kevin knows that. It's loser starts. Even if Jules throws fire a few times in a row, Kevin can withhold or withstand that. He's just got to withstand it early. But he doesn't want to get too far behind Jules early on. I was actually surprised when in the interview, you asked him what he hopes the scoreline is going to be entering the break. And if I were him, I would have said 7-0 him. But he went a more realistic route overall, which I think is a good thing, because I think that tells you how realistic he is about what he has to do tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I actually talked to Kevin for quite some time before actually getting things going with the match and everything, and or with the interview, excuse me. But I will say, after talking with him, he is loving every bit of being the underdog. He feels like every single time he's had a stream CSC match, he has been the underdog. And that's not really going to weigh a factor. It doesn't matter what level of underdog, if it's Jules or anybody else. He's just going to play his game and play it to the best of his ability. And I think that's why Kevin does well in shows like this, is his mentality is rock solid.
Yeah, and you just saw it there. Starts off with a 9. Boom goes the Wisconsinite for Kevin Schmitz. That is also his fun fact. He was the original Boom Goes the Wisconsinite. I did it during his match. Yeah, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's honestly a rough look back. All things no, jokes aside.
Definitely.
I do want to let you guys know the only thing that would be slightly different than what you're used to seeing is, unfortunately, the scoreboard had sharks, which is the one we are using tonight. It is a little smushed. So we actually can't see the averages at the bottom. I promise you, I tried to get the averages to show at the bottom, but yeah, a little smush there, so not gonna be able to see those averages, but it's okay. I could still make up the averages. Is what Will does.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. This might be just as bad as not having a 9-mark counter for the viewers, and just wait for that. I'm being honest with you. It just just putting it out there. And Mink, yes, we do. That's part of my job. Leave me alone.
That's Sean's whole
Lisa
job.
says, need my help. I can stream it. So she can stream the averages. Lisa, we just need you to put the averages for every leg in the comments. That is your job. And we love you so much. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. So
when I finished Jules' interview, Lisa, he actually walked into the kitchen and walked by Lisa, and Lisa's like, "Oh, hey." And I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry about all those people giving you a guff online. You were doing a nice thing for free." And she's like, "It's okay. Honestly, I still enjoyed it. I'm ready for the next time." And she pulls out a flip phone. So you guys asked for it. She's gonna deliver.
Man, she's gonna have to. You know how much extra work she's gonna have to do? She's gonna T9 those averages in there. That's difficult.
T9.
You remember that?
Barely. You're testing the range of my age right now.
I forgot that we are 10 years difference in age. Yeah, that was the only way to text. That was the easy way to text early on.
I will say my
Look at
first
this
phone
from Jules.
did
Was
flip,
standing.
but it did flip, but it also was probably the last of its iterations there, as my second phone was an iPhone.
And you're going to see what's happening here is Kevin Schmitz throws in his second 9. Boom goes the Wisconsinite for Kevin Schmitz. That's number 2 for the Rabbit. But Jules higher ground, and you can see he's really, really taking advantage of that. And he fires one right back. Boom goes the dynamite, Jules Van Dongen. I don't know if I should do it or not. Back to back.
You absolutely should do it. In fact, I expect you to only do it on Jules's throw. So when the PDC people go and review his footage, they'll be like, "Oh man, this guy's got the stuff. He's saying boom and everything."
Yeah, it's fair. I'm just kidding.
So now you've watched
yeah.
a lot of Jules darts. You're very well familiar with as he is going to go ahead and get the leg number 1 done here with a big celebration. That was quite
6.13.
Wow.
He is so ask your question as 6.13 and then a 5.0. Can you write that down, Nick?
6.13 and a 5.0.
Lisa, look at you.
Oh.
1 for O for Lisa Van Dongen. The mother of Dragon.
But I was going back to my question here for you watching Jules as long. I thought it was so interesting in his interview, which unfortunately for time this did get cut out. He talked about how he's really taken a lot of time to evaluate his strategy and start pointing more than he used to. And that Danny Baggish specifically talking about the high ground mentality is what's kind of changed that for him. I mean, is that surprising to see as someone that's watched Jules' game develop over time?
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I saw the chat come in with Ray Michael saying, just watch Mike Maloney throw a 6-mark average and lose. And I am so curious if that is one-legged darts or if that was the match average. Because if it was one-legged darts, boy, just go watch the Booyah finale on Saturday night. And you'll be surprised how just ridiculous those players can play. But if it's the match, that is a big deal. Okay, one leg. Whew. Yeah, I saw Alex Bowman lose twice with a 7+ average.
You guys need to rewatch the Booyah from yesterday. As Jules goes ahead and loads it in there and gets a boom goes the dynamite.
I like it. Hey,
I've been practicing it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been putting the time in.
This is what I like about you. So ask your question again. I apologize greatly.
All right, no worries. I'll ask the question in the less long-winded way so the chat doesn't have to hear it twice.
Please, for the love of goodness.
Super aggressive, no pointy point. Now likes the pointy point and talks about in his interview Danny Baggish high ground mentality. What do you think that says about his cricket game developing over time here?
Oh, absolutely. It is cool to see him. He's going to play his way, right? Because Jules has the confidence that he's going to hit it. The triple when he shoots at the triple. And you would expect nothing else out of a player of his caliber. So his strategy is throw the dart with the best form possible, because if he does that, it's going exactly where he wants it to go. And then the strategy aspect of it is a little bit second in that for him, like it is for Leonard Gates, like it is for a lot of players that just kind of play by a feel game. And they can dominate doing that. That being said, it is awesome that he thinks about those things, but he is a fiery player. And when you see the roar there, he's giving it to give it because he's trying to fire himself up. He's used to playing in front of crowds. And if he's not playing in front of crowds, he has to be like a little bit quieter when he plays PDC stuff. But yeah, he gives it. He looks for the energy from everybody. That's why his walk-on song is the way that it is. He is a fiery individual, hence the Dragon moniker.
Yes, and that's my favorite thing about him. As someone in chat here, Ray Michael saying, this might be an unpopular comment, but does Will have a new webcam? It makes him look 100 pounds heavier. And joke's on you, I have a webcam that makes me look 110 pounds heavier, not 100. Joke's on you.
Ray, that's quite an expectation for Will, to be quite fair.
It-
But
yeah, that's fair.
at the same time, listen, man, we're working on our weight, okay?
That's it. That's it. It's
We're working
hard.
on-
We
You could have
sit in
said 50
chairs.
pounds.
We
Why'd you have
sit
to say
through the
100?
dart
Why'd you have to hit
tournaments.
us right in the heart? No, I'm just kidding.
Have you ever been to a dart tournament with a salad bar? I mean, come on. We're struggling here.
Yeah, what else are we supposed to eat? As the dragon fires in another 9. Boom goes the dynamite.
You can see Kevin fighting really well here, and this is exactly what we expected. Is he's one of those guys that you kind of have trouble visualizing past that 5-2 range, but you always
Back
see
to
him as
back.
a 5, right? I mean, he always hits the good shots in these tournaments, and the fact is, he's going to be relishing at the fact that he's the underdog. It takes all the pressure off him and keeps it all on Jules.
Yeah, Ray was a really nice individual to us. So
Oh, I'm sure. I was just giving
he
guff.
just hates you. Yeah, it's nothing against you.
I mean, at least you're consistent, right? You got good taste, so therefore hating me's a must.
Jules' 7 here gives Kevin an opportunity, which is stupid statement because that should never be the case where a 7 gives an opportunity. He's going to point first, see if he takes a look at it. Yeah, he is.
has to.
You got to be aggressive in this moment. Yep.
Like,
that wire might be the difference.
And if you do the math on that dart, right, it's one of those, as long as he trips at least the 16 or the 15, that last dart, he can choose the 17 or the other open number because it mathematically would put him in the same scenario. This is actually probably the best case scenario for him, though, is Jules taking all 3 to close down, and he doesn't regain the point lead. Kevin's going to be ecstatic for this.
Yeah, 100%. That being said, Kevin has to waste 2 darts now. So Jules will get a look, and it's 5 bulls needed, which is a tough task, but there's a reason why Jules is Jules. So I wouldn't be surprised. I should be, but I'm not going to be.
Well, it's the expectation when you're...
These 2 doubles.
Oh,
not going to do it.
Yeah, when you're...
Did you see his facial expression? Because he hit this last one. He thought he was hitting it.
Yeah. He expects to hit it every time, and that's the difference. Is that bar for him is as being USA's number 1 in or I don't know. I believe he's number 1 right now in US, and then top 5 in North America in general. I mean, if you throw in people like Matt Campbell, Jeff Smith, needs us to connect.
Wisconsinite needs to battle down. Yep. And he takes the opportunity. 1-1. The Dutch Dragon, the Rabbit. It's all tied up. You see Jed Neal throwing with the Dumb and Dumber jersey.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Kevin didn't wear it.
I'm surprised too, but he knows that his buddies are there to support him. Yeah, the one interesting thing too to note here is Kevin did not get to his bar first. His posse did. I mean, I saw Jed. I think I saw Sean Cafflish, I believe is who's sitting behind him right there, and a few others.
It's Cafflish, by the way.
Cafflish?
Yeah. I got corrected this weekend. Not by him.
No way.
But by his friend. It was like, it's actually Cafflish. But we call him Catfish, which is why I think we assumed it was Cafflish.
I don't know if I trust that friend. I feel like it could be. I want to hear from Sean himself. And not this Sean, the one we're talking about.
I mean, you heard from Sean. I thought that was half the battle, but that's fine.
That is half the battle.
Fair. Hey, March is here, and so is the new Dart of the Month from A to ZDarts.com. Enjoy a $15 discount on all Target HEMA darts this March. All customers that buy a set of HEMA darts will automatically be entered into a special raffle to win a set of Target Bolide Void darts. The raffle ends April 1st, and that's no joke. The winner will get their choice of soft tip 18 grams or steel tip 22 grams. Best of luck. And also show your appreciation this Women's History Month. Ayo! Shout out to the ladies out there by shopping A-Z Darts collection of women in darts. Or you can celebrate Dimitri Vandenberg's recent UK Open title because he's so cute and the women love him by adding his merch to your collection. For those interested in a unique barrel style, check out A-Z Darts sponsored player Ed Chambers, Ocelot 2, darts by 180. After you finish shopping, read up on the newest blog about Win More Soft Tip players featuring, well, some guy that's about to pop up on your screen there, Jules Van Dongen. Just click the banners on their website and check out their resources tab. And reminder, Mr. Nick Teixeira, A to Z Darts is giving away a live stream raffle That was a weird way to say that, but whatever. The Knights raffle winner will receive a Red Dragon Mansa butterfly dart case, a beautifully patterned case that will keep your darts safe on the go and gorgeous. Some would say fabulous. So let us know who you have in this one.
Yeah, well read ad read. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little too used to zoning out while you're doing this because I'm normally in the background. So like that was over. I'm like, oh, this is the part where normally Will would say something, and that's me. I'm Will the second.
Ryan asking, why was Jules not playing in the BI Cup? Well, he didn't qualify for it, and I don't know if that was because he didn't have the time to do so with this PDC schedule, which I think a lot of that happened on the weekends when he was playing. Versus other things, I'm going to guess that he's always going to try and maximize his opportunities. So I'm sure that's going to be something that he might add to his calendar after watching Booyah Cup this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have had their eyes on the tournament. It's grown quite a lot in a very short period of time. In the last few years. I say short period of time because normally you see tournaments, they take a good 5 years plus before they really start to get their foothold. And Booyah Cup, these last 2-3 years, just constantly setting records in either average numbers or attendance. I mean, they do some great stuff. Average number of viewers. I love it. I think as I have been a viewer both times, it's been a very pleasurable experience for that side of things.
It's a pleasurable experience in person, to be quite honest with you. It's the best job that one can have, to just sit there and I'm going to watch those darts anyway, and I'm going to exclaim the way I'm going to exclaim, but now I don't have to annoy my wife with it. I get to annoy everybody else. Well, and Ryan.
I was going to say, I was like, I don't know. Ryan says a lot of things when you're not around, so.
Well, how about 13-year-old Liam Musser in the chat? I don't know if you got to see any of that this weekend, or that nonsense, or have seen that nonsense before. But Liam is a lefty 8th grader who averages well above a 4 and well above a 30. He was on a perfect 0-1 leg before his opponent took it out before he had the chance. On stream awesome for the very first leg.
I've seen him all over online lately. I'm actually following his Facebook posts a fair amount in the background, just kind of lurking. And so I knew he was capable of great stuff, but that's great to hear and always good for the development of the dart game.
100%. And Jamie Barassa in there had a great time. Nikki Jean had a wonderful, I had a wonderful experience seeing her. Paul Rogers, of course. Anyone that we got to see this weekend and talk to us, we very much appreciate it. We love that aspect of it. That's why we do all this remote stuff, right? But it's the in-person things, especially for you and me, Nick. Will's not really personable. As Jules wins 517 is the average there. And it defeated a 5-something that was higher.
522.
We're about to see that. Yep. I knew Miss Lisa was going to get in there 1 second, unless she's already forgotten her job.
Well, it's okay. I've taken it over. I have a spreadsheet open on the side Lisa. Now. I've taken over.
Hey,
Lisa.
You're the best.
Lisa, you relax. You're in charge of team spirit.
No, you're going to miss one. We still need a backup plan. You're still. Lisa would rather. I think Jules would rather her do this job, especially than stream.
You know what? You're right. You're right. Well, so far, winning legs here for Jules have been a 6.3 and a 5.17. Kevin's winning leg was a 5.18 so far.
Okay. All right. Well, right now it's been hold a throw. Jules leads 2-1 over the rabbit. And Kevin's game is one of those where he gets very scrappy. It's like the Energizer Bunny, right? He just keeps going and going and going. He is relentless. You have to hit that winning dart. If you don't, he's going to keep coming at you until you do. So he's a tough player to play, no matter who you are. And if you're Jules, you already know that. Really, I'm sure Jules he's the type of person to prepare and then over prepare, because he's a thinker when he plays.
Yeah, he absolutely is a thinker. I mean, even going down to like him and I talking about some other stuff and talking about different dart barrels and switching back and forth. He's very well acquainted with every aspect of his dart game. And he's very articulate in how he talks about it. It's actually he's one of those players where if he's not playing a match or something, you guys see him at a tournament, he's not busy. Asking him about his approach to darts is just so fascinating.
Well, he fires in another 9. Boom goes the dynamite. Mr. Jules Van Dongen. Yeah, by the Buha Cup Saturday night, when it got to the King C match, that last leg decider where Spellman lost to Gates with a 7.33 average through 6 or 7 rounds. So that's even grosser. Yeah, Jay Watt makes a great point. Buha Cup kind of ruined us for averages. Like this stuff, like back-to-back 9s is nothing. He goes 9-7, nothing. It's so crazy. By the time I was over, I was yelling, "Boom goes the dynamite," louder than I ever have before.
Sean, because I know you don't like go back and oftentimes listen to like old stuff you've worked on. I
Never.
want you to listen to how you talked about like week 2 or week 3, just a random week in season 1, versus how we talk about average now. Because you're absolutely right. We are just so spoiled and used to this high level average that we don't even really think about a lot of that stuff anymore. Not to the same level, and it's sometimes we forget to put the importance on things we should. Like right now, this is a perfect example of a moment where we should probably be adding some emphasis, but we're just at the level of the game. It's just at an all-time high.
Well, and what it is it's a combination of a lot of people in the dart community, definitely including the players, that we're trying to raise the game here on the streaming side. We're trying to grow it. We're trying to grow dart streaming on its own in North America, and we're constantly trying to improve that. And that's one of the brilliant things that Nick does, and that Will does, and that the best in the business of streamers do around the country. And it's the same thing for the players. The players are raising their game. They are trying to improve. They are finding more and more opportunities to play against the top level competition over and over and over again in longer formats. And it is making all the players better, but without them actually putting in all the work themselves and sacrificing as much as they are. These averages cannot possibly be what they've become. They're stupid good.
Yeah, I would certainly agree.
I would take a lot of Americans right now over some of those PDC guys in soft tip. And that used to not be the case. It didn't matter what they were playing; they'd probably win, but not anymore.
And that's completely fair. When you used to see, 10 years ago, you'd see these random tournaments. I remember Darts Live tournaments were like that, right? Where they were open, so you'd get these random guys that would kind of tune along and also play like the World Tour spot or whatever, or stuff like that. As you can see, Jules does take that leg there with a 6.50.
That's more like it. Whatever. 7s are in bust, but whatever.
And that's a 5-0 flat for Kevin there.
I mean, yeah, 5.0s. It can win maybe one leg, but that's the first break a throw that we've seen in this so far. Kevin's going to have to now break Jules once at some point to get us to a last leg decider, which, well, Kevin can do it, but it ain't going to be easy with the way Jules has been playing so far.
I mean, Kevin literally called it himself in his interview, where he literally was like, I hope it's like 4-3 Jules by the break. Like, that was the answer I gave when I got to give a halftime score, which just shows like, A, he's very pragmatic, but B, that was his hopeful response. And he I think that's part of his strategy. He's keep the expectations low, keeps the pressure on himself. Kevin's worst game is a 5-0 even. That is his worst after 4 games. Yep. He is not throwing bad.
Nope. Not at all. But I'm going to argue it needs to be more. And I realize that's easy to say now, but it really is at this point. He will get beat averaging a 5.0 tonight, and I know that he knows that. And I know that Jules knows that, as Jules trying to just work his way across. And this is the aggressive strategy that he can choose sometimes, which can come back to bite him depending on the player he's playing. And he's playing a very tough player who has no qualms about throwing in 9 marks to get ahead. And there it is. The rabbit. Boom goes the Wisconsinite. Anthony, you're right. And that's where my argument is that I remember watching Phil Taylor decimate the best soft tip players in the world on the darts live board. But I'm saying that, yes, the competition has gotten better, but it's gotten better also over here. If a 7-3-3 can lose a leg of darts over here in a last leg decider of a $5,000 possible match, we can beat a lot of those PDC guys. At least those guys can. Well, not we, as in me.
I also think just in general, what was very prevalent at the World Championships this year, if you looked at any of the betting odds, was a lot of the international players, international from the PDC perspective, so people outside that UK central area and some of the immediate adjacent countries. So you're talking your PDC Asian tour and your tour here in the US or North America, excuse me, and a few others.
I'm going to just stop saying tour like that.
Tour. So in either case, is that completely just
all right? Will Stewart.
Yeah, and listen, I'm filling the role pretty dang well right now. All right, here's the deal: is now you got me thinking about it on purpose. But no, I think in general, it doesn't just apply to soft tip. A lot of players in these different locales are more used to playing under the bright lights of being on streams, on shows, the Moto Super Series, the CDC. I mean, these are all different things where players are getting more stage experience than ever. And obviously, the PDC Asian tour. How do you want me to say it?
Oh my God, stop it! Tour.
Tour.
No, you're using a diphthong that does not belong. It's tour.
Tour.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a tour something. I'm on a tour.
Oh boy. Oh. Okay.
Most of our dart players in general
it must be
are just
a Kansas
better.
thing.
But yeah, it's just a Kansas thing. Anyways, put that one in the archive, guys. Let's go. See here, Kevin's just trying to make a stand, but not able to do so. Jules is just throwing some heavy stuff at the moment. This is probably the worst leg that we've seen from Kevin.
Well, I mean, unlucky too. Those are all 3 of those are kissing each other in that 888.
Jason, see, when you explain it, I actually feel like you're right. When Sean explains it, I just want to argue with him.
You know, I get no respect. No respect around here.
No respect. That's not true. Let's just give all the respect, because whenever, Sean, whenever you're not on a stream, I can't tell definitively if the mics are working or not. When you're on the stream, I can hear if the mics are working all the time.
Yeah, which is sad, right? There should be maybe some dead time, but I just always have something to say.
Nova's saying, I did not finish the anecdote about the World Championship. It was just more so talking about.
Oh my God!
That was.
Stop acting like Will. 5.75 to a 4.13 for the rabbit.
Oh, you killing me! No, the
JC Martinez is up 7-4 on Mike Maloney right now.
And is that surprising?
Yes. Why would it not be? He's the 2-time defending champion. And I've learned that you do not overlook 2-time defending champions in events, because then they become the first person to three-peat in that event instead.
No, I agreed. Not anybody should have called either one of them an underdog. But after JC's performance on the stream, he should prove to everybody that he has the same gear that all these other guys have for match-long lengths. And that's the one thing we hadn't seen yet from JC. So for him to be up at that point is yes, a little shocking because it's a 2-time champ, sure, but it's not the most shocking thing because we got a chance to see in through the window and look at it.
You're not wrong there, but you know what I'm saying. It's shocking that he's up 7-4 on Mike Maloney in the CSC Challenger Series. Mike Maloney doesn't go down that much in the CSC Challenger Series ever. So for it to happen is shocking. Now, there's players that are talented enough to do it, and JC is certainly one of them, but he has to be hitting everything, and right now he is.
Well, Maloney said to me at this last weekend prior to the Booyah Cup over in Omaha when he was out there, he said to me, I've been playing from behind the whole day. I don't play from behind. I don't play good from behind. And that's because I never want myself to be behind. So to hear that, it makes me wonder, especially after watching his match against Danny Baggish in particular, if this is a little bit of that valley is starting to rear its head after he's been on a peak. I wonder if that's going to be the case.
Austin Braswell, at least he will get the player advantage. Oh boy. Danny Baggish in the chat. What's up, brother? Put on a show this weekend a lot of times. Seven there from Mr. Schmitz, trying to just stay within striking distance. Jules up 4-1. He's won 3 legs on the spin. And it's because of stuff like that. His worst rounds are 5s. And if that's his floor, which it is right now, that needs to be Kevin's floor. Can't do less than that.
Yeah, gonna have to agree with you there. It started off that 1-1, but right now you just feel like control has been just going in the way of Jules. And Kevin's misses have not been ugly. I don't think he has any cause for alarm. But let's be honest, Jules right now is catching that early streak, and it doesn't matter who you're playing against. When you're in Division 1, the CSC, and you let someone streak on you early, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, we don't want people streaking on you early. You want that to happen later in the evening, if that's going to happen at all, so that you're already ahead, and then you can, close those blinds if you need to.
Happy belated birthday to Jen Mounts. Tour. There you go. That's for you.
See, this is why everyone yells at you. She asked for one, okay?
This is why
because she needed it for one specific reason.
Oh, brutal.
That's so funny. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The CSC Challenger Series Division 1 Dutch Dragon. Jules Van Dongen taking on Kevin Schmitz, the Rabbit. Booyah Cup sponsored Kevin Schmitz. And it is 4-1 Jules Van Dongen over Kevin. And A to Z Darts is giving away a live stream raffle giveaway tonight. Tonight's raffle winner will receive a Red Dragon Monza butterfly dart case. The gorgeously, beautifully, wonderfully, fantabulous pattern case that will keep your darts safe on the go. Don't you know?
I know. Kevin's going to
Katie, you can't leave us hanging on that. What is the best part of Monday?
I believe anytime someone's made fun of for pronouncing something wrong, that's at least usually track record wise. That's usually my favorite part.
Fair.
Someone says nothing wrong with dead air from time to time. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's Kevin Chaser. He's in the indie community. He knows he loves me.
He knows. He's real for it. Well, right now, I mean, this is not going the way Kevin would have hoped, and we know what he would have hoped. He would have hoped for a 4-3. He's fighting on these 15s as much as he can, but you expect Jules to grab it here, and he's gonna need some errors from Jules at this point to start to get through this deficit. Kevin's not going to just roll over at any point during this match, but I think this break couldn't come soon enough for him.
Well, I mean, this is really just Jules. Again, his floor being a 4 at the worst, and most of it a 5-7. He's not killing him with a lot of 9s. This is not a death pipe overpowering 9s. It's just the consistency is what will decimate a player. Kevin will get an opportunity if Jules misses 3 bowls, and that's a big if, because Jules, if he misses these, it's about 9 out of 10. Probably. Maybe, would you agree with that? 8 out of 10 to get 3 with the double in play?
Yeah. No, I would say 8 out of 10 is probably where I would put that line.
It's a little bit of a hanger on dart too, but he gets it in there. And the Dutch Dragon a 5.0. So Kevin had a chance in that leg, especially going first. Kevin's got to win the legs when Jules shoots a 5.
Yeah, exactly. That regression that we're seeing from Kevin, previous leg being a 4.13, this one being a 4.6. And I say regression because when I mentioned that we were having that sidebar talking about being the underdog and that expectation, one of the other things that we talked about was he's like, yeah, the one thing I've been working on my game is I've just been trying to get rid of these rounds that are 3 marks or 4 marks, turning them just into 5 pluses. I'm like, well, yeah, that it's right, Kevin. That is how averages work, but also it's easier said than done. And he's like, yeah, and that's why I don't care too much. I just play my game. He's very lackadaisical with his approach to darts, and that's part of the reason why he does so well.
Buddy, Kevin's demeanor in general, you're going to see in these interviews. These guys really are opposites in a lot of ways of each other with the energy versus this. He's just chill. He's just going to put not a lot of emphasis on some stuff. He's going to say a lot of smart things, but he's going to take his time saying them. And, it is what it is. And I love that about Kevin Schmitz. It's an endearing quality that he has. Jules, though, the firepower and the energy is carrying him right this second.
Yeah, I mean, Jules is just looking primo right now. I mean, he has, again, his worst leg, a 5.0. Before that, it was a 5.17. So far, he's on track to rock a mid-5 average. Kevin right now looking like he's going to rock right at that 5.0. And that's that half a mark difference is what's pressing him. Because that's really what it comes down to. It's really about that half mark difference on the total average.
All right. Well, dang it.
Well, what's going on there, Sean? Is everything okay?
Nothing. Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to say all that out loud. My bad.
You had me on the hook. I was like, all right, well, that's the end of Sean Green, everybody.
Baggage won tonight 9-0 on Don Stewart. Are you kidding me?
That's a pretty big win. I expected Don to do well, not this well.
I mean, I expect him to do pretty good. JC's up 8-6 right now on Mike Maloney. Maloney, if he wants to stay on the winner side of the bracket, he has to rattle off 3 straight legs. Only one of them potentially against the throw, though. But in this one, JVD is about to take a 6-1 lead heading into the break, which Kevin was not excited about. He did say 6-1 was a possibility, but that was the last of the possibilities that he thought he wanted to have.
Right. Well, also just look at Kevin's face versus the last couple legs. Even when down, he was pretty unwavering. I will say the emotions on his darts are very much apparent. You can see that some of the misses are getting to him now. And again, I don't think he's really had that many ugly, if any, ugly misses.
Nope.
So the fact is that if it's starting to weigh on him, that kind of shows that right now Jules' domination's working and Kevin's pinned right now on these 17s. So this is a tough spot to get out of.
What Jules is doing really well is when he's hopping numbers, he's hitting the triple first dart. Whenever he moves to a different number, it is triple first dart. And it is so difficult, so absolutely difficult to compete against something like that because he's going to be 1 dart away from getting rid of whatever number possibly you had. And you can see right now, Jules is no longer playing against Kevin Schmitz, which is not a good sign for Kevin Schmitz. Jules is playing against averages and his own mind of what his averages should be. So this might get scarier after the break. But Kevin, again, I said at the beginning of this, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going. So I expect him not to just roll over. That battery does not go out of power very often.
Yeah, and you can't have that mentality. As Kevin's been well aware, just like any player that plays at this high level, you can't attribute anything other than to your own ability when it comes to cricket. Sure, your opponent can force your hand, but it's just purely about having the best of the ability on the dartboard. And that's one thing is, yeah, Kevin's getting a little frustrated, but that's just because he wants himself to do better, not because of what Jules is doing to him.
Mike Maloney is on the loser side of the bracket. JC Martinez wins 9-6.
So let me get this right then. You're telling me that the 2 people that have become back-to-back CSC champions are currently now in the loser side of the bracket.
No, I'm telling you that every former champion of the CSC Challenger Series Division 1 is on the loser side of the bracket.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah. Kenny Doyle, season 1. Leonard Gates, seasons 2 and 3. And Mike Maloney, seasons 4 and 5. And Jules Van Dongen, a 5.16, will take us to this break. Can Kevin find the gear that he knows he has in him, but he needs to find it soon? Nick, does he have it in him?
I think it's going to be a tough task for him, but I definitely think he's going to close the gap and make a run at it. This break's coming at the right time for him right now. We're going to wait. We're going to figure out these answers, and then we're going to be bringing you guys the action as, gosh, I can't wait to see how this one continues to develop here, Sean. We'll go ahead and kick it over, hear from the players, hear myself talk some more if you guys didn't get enough of that already, and we'll be back in the action in just a moment's time, guys, so don't go far.
Jules Van Dongen, play out of Sharks in Shawnee, Kansas, and I play for B&G Amusement.
Well, the Dutch Dragon soars into the CSC Challenger Series. Jules, it's honestly been long awaited. We've been talking about having you on for a long time. We are excited to finally get you on our show. How does it feel to be here?
Yeah, it's great. You know, I always watch and I'm like, oh man, I wish I got in this session. And I intentionally try to get as many games in as I could, at least qualify, and then find out, you know, if it kind of fit my calendar. And it's a little bit challenging, but it's working out so far. And it's been great. The first 2 weeks have been pretty decent, so looking forward to tonight.
You ended up taking out another favorite in the second round, a two-time champion in Leonard Gates. Can you walk us through a little bit of that match? Give us the highlights.
All honesty, I think both of us didn't play how we can. We had a lot of good legs, you know, high sixes, even sevens, but then we also both had legs in the fours. So if he played the way he did in the Booyah Cup, I would have been in trouble. So, but that being said, you know, it's about the win. It's not necessarily about the average. And playing Leonard is always tough. And we've had a lot of good battles in the past. Yeah, good win, but I know he can do a lot better. I'm sure he wasn't too happy with his game either.
But tonight you have another tough opponent in front of you, a previous finalist in Kevin Schmitz, season 1, where he faced Kenny Doyle. What's going to be your game plan to come out on top here?
Yeah, just hit triples. I think for me, the focus is the beginning of the leg, you know, and if you're hitting 7 marks and 9 marks on the 15s and 16s, it's probably already too late. You got to do it on the 20s and the 19s. Like, that start of the leg is so important. And I'm not a huge pointer. Probably a little bit more aggressive than the average player in the US. But I used to be even more aggressive. So I try to have a little bit of balance between the two. And I think I heard Baggage, you know, always talk about the higher ground, and I try to remind myself of that. And when you have the higher number, you know, play it a little bit more safe.
Jules, is there anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, or anybody else watching along?
No, it's obvious, a lot of fun, and to see everyone, you know, get so behind it by the CSC and PPD. It's awesome. All the support and people tuning in, and I promise I won't let my wife film it again. I promise.
Oh, poor Lisa. Well, Jules, we're excited to have you on our show. We won't hold you here any longer, as I know we're excited to see the action take place. I know you're excited to get to the board. So, Jules, we wish you nothing but the best of luck in your match.
I'm the Dutch Dragon, and you're watching the CSC Challenger Series.
Customers that purchase our March 2024 Dart of the Month special will automatically be entered into a raffle to win a set of Target Bolide Void darts. Winner's choice to the soft tip 18 gram number 10 model or steel tip 22 gram 01 or 03 models. Congrats again, by the way, to Joe Niedert, who won last month's giveaway. Our March Dart of the Month features the entire Target HEMA darts range, which is marked way down, providing an awesome savings for you guys all month long. I already did an in-depth review of the full HEMA range 2 years ago, Watch that video on our YouTube page at AZ Darts. Since I've already thrown all of the different HEMA models, I asked Duke to grab me my personal favorite set, which is the Model 03 23-gram steel. Thank you, Duke. Do a quick test throw with the Target K-Flex system on here. Oh man, I just missed the 3 in the red, I think. Well, you've got 5 barrel variants to choose from. Let's focus in on here. All completely different grip reference points in the HEMA range, all fitted with smooth silver Swiss points, striking bold radial grooves all throughout. Just a sick range for the sale price. That's it for now, folks. Head on over to AtoZDarts.com, click on the Dart of the Month banner on our homepage to make your HEMA purchase and enter our raffle. And yes, we ship internationally. The checkout cart will calculate shipping for you overseas, guys and gals. Thanks for watching.
My name is Kevin Schmitz, throwing out of South End Bar in La Crosse, but normally I throw out of Augie's Bar. My vendor I shoot for is Stansfield Vending.
Well, Kevin Schmitz, the Rabbit, hops back on into the CSC Challenger Series. We're excited to have you on our show once again, my man. It's been a while. How's it feel to be back?
It feels pretty good to be back. I love playing the CSC. It's always one of my favorite things to look forward to in the TOC PPD stuff, so always look forward to it.
Now, Kevin, your previous finalists, as I just stated in the last question here, right? Your previous finalists, there's 32 people in Division 1. Going into the season before your first match, where would you have rated yourself out of those 32?
Out of 32, I probably would have put myself like maybe right in the middle between 15 and 20. That's how much it's grown, and that's how much harder this actually is.
And then tonight, you face off against a tough opponent, Jules Van Dongen, the Dutch Dragon. Many people have their eyes on him. What's going to be your game plan to come out on top tonight?
The game plan is just to throw my darts and not to try and take too many risks early on, and hopefully I can stay consistent and try to keep up with them.
Anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, or anybody else watching along?
First off, I want to thank Booyah Darts for their continuous support, and they are the ones that made my barrels for me. I want to say thanks to Stansfield Vending for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the TOC and PPD. And last but not least, I would like to thank my family, my girlfriend and my kids, for allowing me to get away and go do this stuff. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do it. Without them allowing me to.
Well, you heard it here, guys. The Rabbit is back, and don't count him out because he's the underdog. He's aware of it, and he's ready to throw some great darts. I'm excited to see your match against Jules. So, Kevin, all we can do is wish you nothing but the best of luck in your match.
Kevin Schmitz, and you are watching the CSC Challenger Series.
Welcome.
All right, just kidding. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Excited to be here.
That was a
for
head-on
this.
collision.
That was a head-on collision. I realized I did all the buttons except for the ones that take off the mute. So welcome back, everybody, to the CSC Challenger Series. Jules Van Dongen versus Kevin Schmitz is what you're watching. I'm Nick Teixeira, joined by Sean Green.
Why did you have to like sprint through it like that? Is it because I talk so fast?
Because
you were worried about me stealing it at the end? What the heck?
To say something. That's why I was like, I better get all my words in before Sean jumps.
No, not at all. I just when did it actually start without the mute button on? Because that was hilarious if it was like right away, because we really just ran into each other immediately because we did not discuss who was going to start it. And I assumed it was me and you assumed it was you for some reason. That was stupid. And Jules Van Dongen, another 7. I'm telling you, he's going to have like 1,000,000 7 marks tonight. And it will be the 1,000,000 reasons why he wins if he does so.
Well, I do agree. He probably has like a million. That is a stat line that I would give as Will the second. But to look at their actual stats here, Kevin 4.7 flat so far that he's averaging. 5.67 for Jules is the difference. So almost a mark separating them at the moment. And a lot of that, to be fair, is from Kevin's last game, which was a 3.78.
Yeah.
Otherwise, before that, his worst game was only a 4.6. But that 3.78 is weighing it down just a tad here.
Paul, nobody wants to hear Nick talk more. So, well, and on the other side of that, right, that's Jules's average right now for the CSC is a 5.67. Kevin Schmitz is a 5.27. So he is throwing worse than he has this season. And that's why the scoreline is what it is, folks. I saw someone earlier was like, how do you stream this one instead of the Maloney Martinez? Well, first of all, didn't expect what happened over there to happen. So sorry we didn't see the future of that. Second of all, we didn't expect this to happen. Sorry about not seeing the future of this. But it is a PDC tour card holder for the first time in the CSC Challenger Series. And we're talking about former ones, Baggish. We're talking about current PDC card holders. So yeah, we're gonna feature him from time to time. We appreciate the ability to do so. Honestly, because I'm sure Jules had to get special permission for this, and we cannot tell you how much we appreciate all of that. But how about a 9 from the Rabbit? He has the majority of them.
There's also, let's be honest, guys, when you're looking at a top 8 winner side of Division 1, there wasn't an incorrect choice, to be fair. I mean, we could look at the score lines and see the Baggish did really well against Don there, stuff like that. But you have Don Stewart, an OG legend, Danny Baggish, a washed up legend. And you have Steve Hilger, Derek Hinkle, I think is a very interesting match that a lot of people are not giving proper attention to. Of course, we have this one. And then JC Martinez, Mike Maloney, of course, a great match as well. There's just so many good matches. You know what?
Well, we just had JC on last week.
To work here.
Well, no, we had JC on last week. We can't stream the same people multiple weeks in a row because you guys will murder us. And honestly, we want to stream multiple different people because this is such a big field of extremely talented players. And I mean, first of all, who doesn't want to see the skinny jeans that Jules is wearing for the entire night? Or Kevin Schmidt's backward hat and glasses the entire evening as well. 2 good-looking gents at the line. I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone said, "Did you really call Danny washed up?" I mean, anybody could have beat Maloney in that matchup on Friday. I'm just kidding.
No.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Bill, please don't take any offense for Danny Baggish. He certainly won't. So he knows me really well. So, yeah. We've done stuff together, like
all right.
before.
Oh, okay, good. Phew. Wasn't sure where you're going with that one.
What did I say? That was such an uproar.
What?
Sally Kelly. How are you doing? My beautiful Sally. Hey, let's give a huge shout out and happy birthday to Erin Quinn, the CDC Youth and Evolution Tour director, which means she has the hardest job in all of the CDC to corral those amazing, wonderful, awful kids. That I love dearly, and she does too. But
spoken like a
back
true
to back
school teacher.
9 marks. No. Those kids are great. The dark kids are actually really awesome. But she's going to complain about something, so it might as well be their personalities. John Pilgrim says, the warpath I'm going to have to go on in this loser side if I want to keep throwing is disgusting. Well, John, you're in luck. Let's go through his run that he'll need to have in order to continue on. He gets Ram Guevara first. That's wonderful. Then he gets the winner of the Rick Kinsey Leonard Gates match. If he beats Ram. Again, definitely beatable. And from there, who knows what happens, but I don't think John's going to need to worry about that.
That's
who
a
would be
brutal
facing
path.
I love you so much, John. That is a tough field. But as we've seen, all those 3 are on the loser side for a reason. Jules throws a 6.22 there, takes a 7-1 lead. And again, Kevin is 5, 6, 7, consistent 5, 6, 7, and Jules just killing him with 7s.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Oh.
Kevin should have no cause for alarm on anything.
Mike
with
Maloney's
his
match
throw.
3 if he does that.
Yeah, Mike Maloney would be his third match. That is correct. Yeah, Pilgrim.
So wait,
sorry, buddy.
does that mean that either Mike Maloney or Leonard Gates is going to get 9th through 12th in the CSC Challenge Series? If they beat Ram, they might get 13th through 16th in the 9th through 12th because Ram Gravera's the one, and John Pilgrim's the one on the other side. Sorry, John, I did not mean to make you last on that list.
Where John Pilgrim is in that quadrant that we obviously there's going to be 2 finalists that potentially can get knocked out, 2 different winners that could get knocked out. That is that section of the bracket right there. Is everybody here? John's the only one that's an outlier, not a finalist or a previous winner, but he's a consistent veteran, and he is very well aware of how tough this little section is.
That's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place, and 4th place in last year's CSC Challenger Series Season 5 with Rick Hinsey as well in that conversation. So 1 through 4 is in. Only one of them will get through 9 through 12th, if any of them do.
Yeah, that's just absolutely disgusting when you look at how much these brackets have been developing and just where everything is currently at. I mean, it is truly unprecedented this season, just like it is usually every season.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Kevin Schmitz, again, continues to battle. Another leg where Jules has a 5 going currently, and Kevin should beat that. If Jules is going to throw a 5, Jules is going to expect to lose those matches. You have an incoming message?
Breaking news. We just got a message here. You were actually got this message as well, but I read it first. Porky Steve Hilger over Derek Hinkle 9-2. That is a huge margin to win by. And
it is against a talented player like Derek Hinkle.
Yeah, Porky goes on to fall. He felt bad because he has a lot of love and respect for the guy. He said, Derek said he put too much pressure on himself. So that's your update there. So pretty big. I'm going to be honest. A 9-0 Danny Baggish over Don Stewart, a 9-2. That's a pretty big blowout. And if Kevin doesn't put up a defense here soon, pretty much other than the JC and Maloney match, pretty much all of them kind of going heavily one direction.
Well, I bet Steve, when he saw he won 9-2, was like, man, I feel really good about that. As boom goes the dynamite for Jules Van Dongen. And again, times another 9 mark perfectly. Just hits the big number when he needs to. And I bet he thought pretty good about the 9-2. And that might be the 3rd best win of the Final 4.
Yeah, can you just repeat that again? Because that's insane to say.
Yeah, 9-0, 9-1, or 9-2 would be a tie there too. But that might be the 3rd best win, 9-2 for the top 4. Richard Otts is correct. 9-0 with the loser going first every game is ridiculous stuff. We've seen it once on our stream, and it's honestly not something that is fun to watch because even if the one person is throwing really well, that means the other person is not. And Kevin continues to fight. And this is the weird one, right? This is the outlier. Jules is throwing his average. Kevin's throwing a little bit below his average, but he's not doing a lot to lose. Just Jules does stuff like that where now it's a little bit harder of a shot. Yeah. I have to work a little bit harder here.
This is where I get concerned for Kevin is when is he going to have the confidence to take the bull shot? Obviously, he's not moving up to 19 until he hit at least a 3 or a 4 minimum. But at some point, he's going to have to start taking shots. This is not one of those opportunities. That Stay was correct.
Yeah, that's it. From a betting man, that's it. He doesn't like where that dart is. Still find it.
Work.
Oh, wire width away. So the rabbit gets reprieve. And I will give a huge shout out to Greenfield, Indiana. I love the Greenfield darting community. It's fantastic. Except for Kevin Chaser drinking the Haterade tonight.
I
Come
do
on,
also
Chase.
I see Scotty Johnson there saying, is there a live stream tomorrow night as well? There will not be for the CSC as it's Mondays and Wednesdays, but I believe you got some going on at the castle.
Yeah, our current and defending state champion for Masters A singles, Ryan Farrell, Edie, will be there. Don Kirby, who's in CSC Division 2 of the CSC Challenger Series, he'll be there. Dave Collette and another great player called the Bear. So it's going to be a great matchup as Kevin Schmitz gets the second leg on the board. The Wisconsinite, who's got it with a 4.86. And there's the floor of Jules, the 4.78. But still, Kevin's going to continue to go first. PPD player advantage rule. Until Jules wins 9, this isn't over.
Exactly. But yeah, if you guys want to see those great players, To The Point streaming on Facebook and YouTube, that'll be going on tomorrow night with Sean Green and the Indiana Boys. That's a bad name. I don't recommend looking up.
Time. Fair. That's not a band at all. So I'm gonna stop saying that syllable. Today's raffle winner will receive a Red Dragon Matza butterfly dart case, a beautifully patterned case that will keep your darts safe on the go and give you some more flow. And so leave a comment in the chat, hit that like button for us on our Facebook page, especially with that rhyming I just did. That was amazing. And you'll be automatically entered for your chance to win, brought to you by A2ZDarts.com. And hey, now's the time. Do you want to know how to become eligible to play in major PPD events like the CSC Challenger Series?
Boy, do I.
Well, players playing those, or let me restart. Players become eligible for those by playing in PPD leagues or daily remote tournaments, DRTs. Leagues are starting daily. Get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. That map will show any location with G3 boards within the PPD system. And if you're not seeing anything in your area, just have your vendor contact them on the website. From there, you can sign up for leagues on the website. It doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Consistently playing one league a week will keep a player eligible for this event in the future. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today. And would you believe it that this weekend I got asked by someone it was Brandon Lamore. He goes, "Can I ask you to do something?" And I was like, "Oh God, here comes a boom goes to dynamite request. Kill me now." And he goes, "Can you do the PPD how to get involved speech?" And I go, can I? Ran right through that bad boy. And he was, riddle him impressed. If I do say so myself.
Hey, listen, I even get asked about that spiel. I told you that happened to me in Houston as well. So, and then someone else did it spot on. You have certainly said that speech very well. And we'll leave it to that on the compliments for it.
A lot has changed since Division 1, Season 1. That speech has remained.
Yeah, that is one of the few things that has lasted this long. Surprisingly, I have
and Jules
as well.
Again. Maybe the last big round that he's going to need for this evening.
Yeah,
but
he's really
again the Energizer Bunny, the rabbit, going to keep on hopping.
I mean, Kevin just getting pushed.
Not enough though.
It's one of those things where, again, we keep saying it's not enough. And granted, he did regress after those first 5 legs or so, and has only had moments of going back to that form. But even then, he's really playing, I would still consider at worst Kevin's B+ game. Mm-hmm. But Jules is just on a classic normal night for him. He is in cruise control A game.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's he's timing a big hit late in the leg to kind of cement the leg. There's not even been like he needs 4 bowls, he needs 3 situation at all. Jules has been 7 mark, and then he throws in a big 9 at some point, and the Dutch Dragon fires in a 6.71 last leg decider for the match for him. No, that's only 8-2. There's still one more, maybe 2, maybe 17 total legs of darts tonight. It's not over till it's over. Jules 1 leg away. Sorry about that, Kevin.
Still that's pretty brutal. That is Jules's highest winning leg. His second highest would be his first leg at a 6.3.
Yeah, guys, remember, if you're enjoying this right now, you have also survived the worst Monday of the entire year. with daylight savings time happening with the spring forward daylight savings time. So we sprung forward to hell of waking up early, even earlier than we're used to. So listen, just pat all yourselves on the back. Make sure that you do that. All right. But don't forget, the March Dart of the Month is here. Enjoy a $15 discount on all Target HEMA darts this month. All customers that buy a set of HEMA darts will automatically be entered into a special raffle to win a set of Target Bolade Void darts. Raffle ends April 1st. That's no joke. And the winner will get their choice of soft tip 18 grams or steel tip 22 grams. Best of luck. And also show your appreciation this Women's History Month by shopping A-Z's darts collection of women in darts. You should definitely do that anyway, because those darts are amazing. Or I guess you can celebrate Dimitri Vandenberg's recent UK Open title by adding his merch to your collection. Also, he's a cutie pie for the ladies. For those interested in the unique barrel style, check out A-Z Darts sponsor player Ed Chambers' Ocelot 2 darts by 180. After you finish shopping, read up on the newest blog about win more soft tip players like Jules Van Dongen and what he has been doing. I think you're seeing a little bit of it right this second. Just click the banners on the website and check out their resources tab.
Oh boy,
Jeremiah, are you gonna argue with me? Have you seen him dance? My oh my! What a wonderful day.
Look at this from Kevin though. He's doing everything right this league just to try to keep the run alive.
Told you. Yeah, he will never give up. That I was not worried about at any point in time. I just thought that Jules was already at 8. That's the only reason why I said what I said. It was not an assumption that it was over. It was more of a, Jules fires back with another 9. So that's been the difference, right? Jules able to answer the bell.
Well,
he's been able to answer everything.
Every time Kevin has played good, Jules played equally as good, and Kevin just had the best at the very end. That's what the winning leagues looked like on Kevin's end. It's very few openings have been given. It's more so Kevin's just been forced to try to carve them, and unfortunately, the path to carving them means a 6+.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this. He goes 9-7 to get right back in front. And those are the couplets, right? He just couples together 9-7, 7-7, 7-7. And Kevin Schmitz has not played consistently enough to withstand that. He'll go 6, 5, 7, right? 9. But it's all a little bit uphill, downhill. Scuba Steve wins 9-2.
I still wear that shirt
to
like the grocery store and like the DMV.
Oh,
like
that,
like that Scuba Steve shirt makes it to all the most pedestrian of places.
By the way, Jeremiah, I love your commentary so much because it just matches mine. I didn't see your comment before I said what I said, but we are in agreement. You're absolutely right, which you always are, so that's fine.
I do want to give a huge shout out to our chat. Just all you guys tuning in general. I know we talk about it a lot, but you guys are seriously such rock stars for us. And the fact is, it is funny because like Sean can attest, we work on different shows sometimes. And when we come to this one, just the chat culture, you guys in general make it so this is so much fun for us as the commentators, and the players already make it fun for everybody else.
Yeah, and honestly, I love the dart chatter culture anyway. In general, the North American dart chatter is a little bit nicer to us, of course. Whereas the UK chat, which is also wonderful, by the way, but they ask great questions now instead of just writing it off as plastic tip darts, whatever. They're asking good questions about cricket. They want to get to know that game a little bit more. They're asking great questions about split bowl versus full bowl. It was really cool to answer a lot of those questions. Double 15.
Save the match. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Save his skin.
Oh, what a moment that would have been. What a shot he was almost hitting.
Maya, you're not wrong. Although some of us probably do. Double bowl, dead center double bowl. And for the match, did you have any doubt? Jules Van Dongen, 5.56, will win this one 9-2. My goodness. 5.56 is right at his average. I'm telling you, the consistency was there. That was the difference. And it always is the difference, but that was on full display from Jules tonight. Masterful work from the Dutch Dragon. It maybe it's the year of the dragon. It definitely is in the Chinese New Year of the dragon. But can it be the year of the dragon for darts? He's on to a great start there. Scoreboard.
Just kidding. Hi, there's the scoreboard, everybody. Sorry, I'm in the background doing my Will Stewart impression here, getting
he
the.
He has to do a lot of different things, but yeah. Guys, listen, our chat, you guys support us more than anything else. Please continue to, say all the nice things that you want to say about us, but really without you guys, without the players really improving their game so much, nothing that we do to add to this, nothing that PPD allows us to do. We just want to thank all of you for just letting us kind of goof around with each other and enjoy listening to it. It's honestly shocking at this point. But Jules Van Dongen, Winmore, sponsor player, DJD sponsor player. I have his replica from the World Dart Championship jersey. And look at that. Just look at that. The most professional of pictures that anyone could take right there. Good job, Lisa.
Sorry, Will's
guys have a great one.
Stats looking really easy. So
really enjoy you guys so much for joining us. If you guys are heading out while we're waiting on Nick to do something here.
Oh my God.
Take your time. No, it's okay. Just whatever. The stream started 10 minutes late. We can stay on longer.
I'm gonna kill you. This is gonna be the day where Sean Green is dead and
I'm treating you like Will. What do you want? What do you want differently? I'm treating you like I treat any other commentator that I work with, pretty much, except for John Part.
And that's why we're having random delays, is because I'm doing my Will impersonation, Sean. I'm just kidding.
That's not what it is. Danielle, if we weren't awkward, that's the best part.
Well, I got right now
for
our
let's talk about Wednesday.
Okay, let's talk about Wednesday.
No,
please.
I don't know what I did, but I think I just turned off. I hit something. I hit a button.
Oh, you're good. I hit a button.
Oh, it was you.
First time dart streamer here.
Perfect.
Looking at the averages for the evening. Sorry, I'm really screwing the pooch tonight, huh, guys? 5.72 for Jules is his average after 11 games there. 4.81. So Jules increasing his average by 0.05. So pretty much staying in that same realm. And you see Kevin bringing it up by 0.1. So was trending upwards, but unfortunately, it was just Jules got too big of a jump too early. That's what happens.
The 5.27 average that he had coming into tonight for Kevin, he knows that was the baseline for what he would have to shoot in order to beat Jules. But Jules, of course, just clinical. Again, those big couplets, the 7s, the 9s are beating the 6s and the 5s. And that was all the difference tonight. But Wednesday, I cannot wait. We have Dr. Handsome with all of his appendages and everything from Texas, taking on Han Solo, the 19-year-old Tyler Hensey, who is currently rolling, and they see him hating in the CSC Division 2 right now, dominating so far. 5.95 average, taking on Johnny Lackey. Lackey's fourth right now in the averages of 4.71. I'm telling you right now, Johnny will be there to prove he should still be a name that you talk about in darts and not just by his looks.
Yeah, that's Johnny Lackey's whole mission as of late. His mentality has been, I'm trying to prove that I'm still up there. I can hang with these guys. The dart game's not going to get past me as all these new guys are getting up to the mix. That's kind of where his head's been out. And I'm excited to see what Tyler will be able to press him to do, because Tyler, we know he's going to be impressive. He has been impressive every time we've seen him. And it's been exciting to see the direction he's been going. So guys, Wednesday night, don't sleep on these Wednesday night streams. Let me tell you, they are not, if you haven't watched one in a couple seasons, they are very different than how they used to be. First off, you get back to Will the first. That's a plus. Then second off, the players are playing better than ever. And third off, Nick won't miss as many random transitions there. So it's going to be a good time.
We might start on time too. You never know.
Maybe.
That could be
first, right? You never know.
Listen, again, appreciate you guys. John, wonderful. You guys are amazing. We do watch the YouTube chats, Rob. We have everything up there. So if we're not responding to you, it's just because we're ignoring you on purpose. But no, guys, the support's amazing. If you guys want to hear me for another 2 more nights in a row, you're more than welcome to. My next night off from commentary is Thursday. So, find me around. I'll be here.
Yeah, your local Denny's, if he's not doing commentary, it's probably where you would also see him eating a grand sandwich.
What? Oh, because I like 76. Is that what you're going with?
It was just more so just something I would assume you would order at Denny's. And we all know that if I mention you and Waffle House, we go down a whole different story once again. So we're just going to avoid that one.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us tonight in the CSC Challenger Series. Will Stewart II, who I hate now, but Will Stewart I like, and Nick Teixeira I still like, so it's fine. And Sean Green, we'll see you on Wednesday night for Division II. Tyler Hensey, Johnny Lackey. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you then.
Good deal, everyone.